Gents, good evening. 3-1 win over Snodland. So 3 points towards our goal towards the end of the season. Scrappy game, Coyley, but we've got the 3 points. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, ultimately it's about the 3 points tonight. I just said to another reporter, I thought you got to give them a lot of credit tonight. I thought they were better than us in large spells of the game, without really creating too much. I thought they kept the ball much better than we did, and we weren't really at the races tonight. And the positives are, I think if we had performed like that earlier in the season, we would have lost the game 4-1 or 3-1. So that's a real kind of positive that I'm trying to take out of tonight, because collectively we look really disjointed and a little bit frustrating with some individual performances as well tonight. But as I said, at this stage of the season, we just got to pick up as many 3 points as we can, and it's a good sign of a good side to be at 40 or 50% of your potential and still win games, and we've done that tonight. But as I said, I thought they were good. I thought they were a really young side, energetic, kept the ball really well, better than what we did for 96 minutes. But we've got scored at some really important times today. Obviously injury time in the first half, we kind of knocked the stuffing out of them a little bit, and then Macca's kind of killed the game off with a brilliant free kick towards the end. So I think it's one where you tick it off, it's 3 points, and we move on to Saturday.
Absolutely, and Matt, a match-winning performance from Bradley Schaefer, 2 good goals, 2 excellent goals, player of the match. He's done well, I think, since he's come in, really fit into the team well.
Yeah, I think like Coyley touched on, I think at the start of the season we didn't probably have that little bit of quality, and that's where we got punished against the likes of Faversham and some of the other teams that we'd lost to early on here, where they had that little bit of quality that we didn't have. And although we'd have little spells and then we go 1-0 down, and the difference is tonight we've got that little bit of quality in our group now, and we've had 2 moments in the first half which we've taken, and then we've had 1 moment in the second half where we've had a free kick that Jake's come up with a little bit of magic. And there'll be a lot of games up and down the country that are won in that fashion, as particularly at step 5, and they are the moments that make the difference. And like I say, I think we've started to earn the right with how hard we're working as a group to sometimes get the right side of those results, and I think that's a big positive for the players. We have chopped and changed the team as well, which we've spoken about over the last 2 or 3 interviews. So there isn't as much fluidity. We've got 2 or 3 new faces that have started the game tonight. Really, they've only been sort of brought in and gradually introduced to what we're trying to do. So there was a little bit of uncertainty in some of the stuff we do with and without the ball, which we addressed at half time. I thought we got the bit without the ball a little bit better in the second half, but the bit with the ball needs some work prior to Saturday's game, which is another massive game for us. But Shapes has got a great quality. Look, I've seen him for the last 4 or 5 years playing at the higher levels, and obviously that's why myself and Jamie wanted to try and get him to the football club, and we're delighted that we've managed to get him here now, and he's having a big impact on the team.
Coyley, you mentioned there about 40-50% of our performance levels. It was frustrating at times, there's no doubt about that, but to have that in our locker, I suppose, to get those 3 points is important for the rest of the season. You know, we've still got, I think, 16 league games to play. It might be not that many, but we've got a lot of league games to play. Obviously, Cup semi-final Saturday in the Kent Cup and the VAR, so we've got to take the positives out of tonight's game.
Yeah, I said to the boys, I haven't looked at the league table for months, and it was the first time today that I actually looked to see where we're at in terms of if we won the game today with the games that were cancelled, where we would put us. And we're now one place outside the playoffs with 4 or 5 games in hand, and ultimately it doesn't matter how the 3 points come tonight. It was whatever we needed to do, we needed to do it, and the boys have got us over the line, and there's loads and loads to work on still. We've said it for the last 3 or 4 weeks, although the performance levels and the results have been brilliant, we've still got so much work to do as a group, especially with new faces coming in that we've had to do recently because of the cup competitions we're in. So we're in a great place still. We're still happy, we're confident, and there's always that team at the end of the season that pick up a little bit of momentum, get in the playoffs, and then tend to actually win it as well. So we're hopeful that's going to be us. We need to continue doing what we're doing and making the right strides forward, and we still need 1 or 2 additions in the squad as well, especially in the front areas. But I'm going tonight and I'm forgetting about the game, really. We're not going to look at the video that much. I think it's just one that you forget about. It wasn't a great day. I don't think we was at anywhere near the levels we were on Saturday, and I don't think we was anywhere near the levels tonight, but we've got 6 points, so that's a good place to be in.
Yeah, that's 2 home games now. and 6 points, and that leads us nicely on into Saturday and a cup semi-final. We make our way up to South East London to play Stansfield. We should be looking forward to getting to a final, which would be great. What's your thoughts for Saturday?
I think it's really important. It's probably a message from ourselves as staff and the players. I think we really, really need to turn that into a home game in terms of the fans. I think the fans can make a big difference. We've not really asked for that before, but it's quite a soulless place if we don't get our own supporters there, because there's not many, they don't have many, and it's a real difficult place to go. I've had a lot of flat games at that stadium when you don't get many people there, so I think it's really important, and a big emphasis on it if we can get as many people in the ground as we possibly can and make it really noisy for the players, because sometimes you have to go there and when they don't get many, and if we're travelling away and there's not many there, you have to try and create that intensity, which is really difficult on a grass pitch to do. So I think that's a real big message from ourselves, is if we can get as many people here from Whitstable and the youth teams and some of the fan base, like we did at Wilshamley Willows, that really helped that away performance at Wilsham, and I think it can do the same. And I don't know the last time the club got to a cup final, but I think it's sort of a number of years ago now. I think it's really important for our season that we get that first hurdle, and in our first season in charge, obviously a semi-final of the cup, we want to obviously make sure that we get it done, and I think the players obviously will be the same. And I think if we can get to that cup final, we can put that competition to bed for a little while and concentrate on the Vars and obviously on the league. So Saturday's is the most important game now. Like I said, we've got a big game Tuesday against Bearsted, but forgetting that now, the full focus is on Saturday, and we've got a tough game because Stansfield are very similar to these, very similar to Sutton. They're a young team, they'll play with no fear. We go into it probably as the favourites of the two teams, and we've got to make sure that it looks like that. But like I say, we've got a hard game Saturday in a difficult place to go, but we know that, we're experienced enough to know that, and we've got enough experience in the group, and we'll be hopefully making sure that we certainly get to the final. We've had a tough run to the final in terms we've had to beat VCD, we've had to beat Faversham. We need to now make sure that we go full steam ahead coming Thursday, work really hard at what we're going to do on Saturday, and then try and get to the final.
Gents, thanks for your time. Good 3 points, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Cheers,
all the best.
Cheers. Thank you.